Welcome. Thank you for joining this webcast on optimizing bottling operations with Microsoft Dynamics 365. We're pleased that you're able to join, and I'll be just doing a quick introduction of the team, and then we'll go from there to the processes we talk about in terms of Dynamics 365 for the beverage industry, and specifically for Coca-Cola bottlers. We're pleased, as we'll talk going forward, to have the Microsoft team members from the Coca-Cola team, dedicated team here with us, and they'll be presenting and answering questions as well. Next slide. And just before I do that, one housekeeping item, please, if you have any questions, submit them in chat. We do have the specialist here as Rajat and others to answer any questions you may have at the end of the half hour. So please go ahead and submit them in chat, and then you can stay as long as you want after the session, to talk to our people. The team we have today, besides myself, Mark Gower is the Director of Business Solutions globally, supporting the clients globally of Coca-Cola. We have Jarrett Lee from Microsoft, and Jarrett is a Senior Account Executive, Customer Success Manager, again with Coca-Cola team here in North America. And from OnActuate, Rajat Kalia. Rajat has been with our dedicated practice, OnActuate's dedicated practice for fast-moving consumer goods, and was behind as a lead consultant with some of the first implementations OnActuate did for Coca-Cola bottlers in Asia. Next slide. Just briefly on OnActuate, who is OnActuate? You can describe OnActuate as a global or a Microsoft partner with a global presence. And what we mean by that, we have a presence in all of the Americas with clients in all of the Americas. So that is United States, Canada, Central America with clients in Central America as well as some in Latin. And so we have that where we're supporting our clients, both with consultants wherever they may live and or from our office locations. And we have a strong presence in Asia, including the ASEAN market. And so we have a large number of clients in India, as well as some in Africa and in the ASEAN market, Singapore, Thailand, and so forth. Key thing about OnActuate is that we support a broad range of Microsoft products relative, perhaps, to other partners. We support all of both ERPs, so Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, Dynamics 365 Business Central. We support the complete CRM suite, customer engagement, sales, marketing support. We support all of the Power Apps, and with all of our clients today, they're leveraging the Power Apps and now Chat BI and automation to further their own automation and drive value with these extended products. A couple things in terms of synergies with Microsoft and Coca-Cola is that we promote sustainability. We promote with our implementation model for Coca-Cola bottlers, a template to lower the risk and drive lower costs with each implementation that we do to get those systems to production in a timely manner. And again, allow you to deliver value in a timely manner going forward once those systems are in production. Next slide. What do we see with in terms of challenges generally with not only Coca-Cola bottlers, and we'll see this with many of organizations that we walk into. And one of the things we've seen for years is disconnected systems or systems not properly connected. So it drives or makes, you have manual processes or semi-audit processes that aren't connected. So when we talk about solution today, we'll be talking about connected systems. So regardless of the route accounting or distribution management or trade spend management system you might be using, that's not, say, Microsoft, we'll be talking about connected solution that we deliver with our clients and our bottlers that drives that automation as one holistic system versus disparate systems batched together. Adapting changing needs. We often see with bottlers that the geos change, for example. They're growing. They'll be allocated a more geo. They need to evolve. There'll be acquisitions. So solution needs to support those changing needs, and support the specific areas that bottlers require in terms of regulatory needs, giving a food and beverage, as well as enhancing the process automation on a continuous basis. And we'll be talking about that today. And last but not least is to evolve and scale. So leveraging those robust connected systems, but being able to scale as well as evolve going forward as change requirements will happen. As those changes come down, you're able to leverage this robust system and the extensions that come with it to meet those needs quickly and adapt and move forward. And those are key areas that we see, and we'll be talking about the solution today that meets these areas. Next slide. And I'll now pass it over to Mark. Mark, if you could talk about Coca-Cola today. Thank you. Mark, you're on mute.
Yep.
Thank you. Nice to be with you all today. Thanks, Delaney, for putting this together. And welcome to everybody. I see Chris and I have met before, and a few of us have met before. I've only got one slide that I want to touch on, and here we're looking specifically at our finance and supply chain deployments. There's a perception in the market that we've got only one customer worldwide using finance and supply chain, and that's CCBA. But in actual fact, we've got probably about almost 24 bottlers around the world using finance and supply chain to automate their processes. Many of these were either running OnActuate at one time, not OnActuate, EOSTOP at one time, and have moved on to Dynamics from GP. Others were running SAP, and we've managed to transition them over to finance and operations quite successfully. So in total, we've now got about 30,000 Dynamics users around the world, which is quite substantial. I think across all enterprises, the large accounts in Microsoft, we've probably got more Dynamics users than anybody else has. I want to just reflect on what are our customers seeing that are going down this route and that have managed to deploy finance and operations. Finance and operations, like all ERP systems, are difficult to deploy. They take time, and we generally like to see them coupled to a transformation product, a transformation project to drive up productivity and efficiencies across the enterprise. And if we look at Microsoft announced their first quarter results last night, and I don't know if anybody noticed, but Dynamics 365 is growing at 29% globally, which is profoundly good. If we look at the suitability of finance and supply chain, when we started this journey, our ambition was to sort of come up with a templated approach that we could simply take and say, how do we, a new bottler coming along, here's a template and to deploy it. But what we found is that that's almost impossible because there are so many differences between the bottlers. So, and of course, sizes and complexities of those implementations have all been different. So we're really looking at at creating a reference architecture, which is a work in progress, but I think we've pretty much standardizing now on a specific reference architecture. And with each deployment that gets done around the world, more and more is being added to that. If I take with CCEP, we're busy with implementations at the moment in Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and Iceland, which are all integrated into a back-end SAP system. That's also going to form part of our reference architecture for other customers to take advantage of. One of the areas that I want to just pause on is the use of AI in finance and supply chain. When Microsoft announced all these co-pilots and everything had a co-pilot and everybody was talking about a co-pilot, I really felt a little rejected because it didn't seem as if there was much in the area of dynamics, specifically finance and supply chain, and how wrong I was. You know, in the last 2 months, we've announced a full AI-powered demand planning capability, which we didn't have before. We've got an AI-powered budgeting tool now. We've got AI-powered collections management where we can predict when are collections actually going to start arriving. And we're building out all sorts of capability for Salesforce automation as well with offline capability. But we're pretty excited about finance and supply chain. It's sponsored directly by Charles Lamano, who's VP of Business Applications Worldwide. And I think we're making really good progress. So, and I'd be happy to talk about the details of any one of these to the extent that I can, if somebody would like me to. But I hope you enjoy this session with Dennis and his team. We're really very excited about the approach that they've taken in building a template that's already tested, particularly for mid-size and smaller bottlers. And we think it's certainly a viable option that you should be looking at. So back to you, Dennis. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll transition over to Rajan. Go ahead, Rajan.
Thanks, Mark. And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar. In today's fast-paced manufacturing landscape, businesses across industries are constantly seeking innovative solutions to streamline their operations, enhance productivity, and gain valuable insights into their processes. As bottling companies faced increased demands for efficiency, accuracy, and data-driven decision-making, we are excited to present our cutting-edge OA bottling solution that harnesses the power of Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O, the robust capabilities of Power Platform, and Azure Data Services. Our OA bottling solution is designed to transform the way your organization operates today, providing a comprehensive and unified platform for managing all aspects of the bottling processes. Leveraging the capability of Microsoft Dynamics 365, our solution seamlessly integrates essential functionalities such as supply chain management, production planning, inventory control, quality assurances, and finance. Seamlessly connecting Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power BI, this platform empowers your workforce to drive operational excellence and adapt to evolving market demands effortlessly. Furthermore, by tapping into the power of Azure services, you can unlock the full potential of your data, even if it is your legacy system data. So this was just a brief introduction of our OA bottling solution. Let me take you through some of the key features of our solution. Next slide, please. The very first is the empty management or the empty bottle handling. I remember one of our clients for which empty bottle handling used to be a complicated and tedious task as it involved various processes such as maintaining track of empties given with or without deposits, handling the deposits refund, quality checks of empties, segregation of empties received back of different products, identifying reusability of these empties, making them reusable, or charging the same to distributor, retailer, or transporter for quality non-conformance and handling the financial impact. There was also a scope of room for error as it was more of a manual task being performed by them. With the help of our empty management feature, all these processes, starting from issuing the empties along with finished goods sale to receiving them back and determining their reusability, along with financial impact, if any, has been automated. This has emerged as a time-saving and efficient tracking feature for them now. The next most important feature is the sales generating asset management. Next slide, please. Sales generating assets such as fridges or coolers, which are also known as SGAs, are significant for bottlers for several reasons. Firstly, these assets enable bottlers to store and display their products at the point of sale, increasing brand visibility and awareness. Secondly, by having these assets in retail outlets, bottlers can ensure that their products are kept at optimal temperatures, which help maintain product quality and freshness. And lastly, they involve huge capital investment. Let me share a real-life example where a bottling client of ours found themselves struggling with the manual processes involved in managing their SGAs, specifically budget planning, marketing approvals, procurement and placement of these assets had become a daunting task, causing inefficiencies and headaches for the company. The problem was that they had to manually allocate budgets for purchasing and maintaining fridges and coolers across multiple retail locations, resulting in overspending in some areas and undersupplying in others. So moreover, the marketing approval process was challenging and time consuming. So each time a new marketing campaign was planned, it required extensive manual paperwork and countless back and forth communications to gain approvals from different stakeholders. Additionally, procurement and placement of the assets suffered from inefficiencies, and this often led to inefficient asset utilization and even instances where fridges and coolers were placed in less than ideal locations, reducing their effectiveness. Realizing the need for a solution, they decided to move towards to automation, and with our OA bottling solution, they implemented a comprehensive asset management system that seamlessly integrated budget planning, marketing approvals, procurement and placement processes, along with asset reconciliation, and experienced a remarkable transformation. Next slide, please. Coming to the next slide, which is quality check. Quality check plays a crucial role in food and beverage industry, including the bottling sector, for several significant reasons. Firstly, ensuring the quality of products is essential for consumer safety and satisfaction. Secondly, maintaining consistent quality builds brand reputation and loyalty. While the bottlers do perform the process of quality check, but there have been instances where we have seen that most of the time the process is either handled out of the system or there is a human error in maintaining the quality rejected material or products, and this leads to damage to the brand reputation. In our OA bottling solution, we have capabilities to handle quality checks for incoming material, empties, finished goods, packing material, etc. There are features such as quarantine blocking, which can hold the inventory from use if the quality criteria don't match with the standard and maintain such inventory in a different warehouse. This has helped our clients across the industry to get rid of the excessive physical record keeping and monitoring. Next slide, please. Now, let's discuss one of the very important features, that is the van sales. Van sales, also widely known as route sales, involves complex logistical operations to facilitate the delivery of bottled products to retailers or outlets. Bottling companies need to manage their inventory levels, track their sales data, and also coordinate delivery schedules effectively. This complexity arises from the diverse range of products, varying customer demands, and the need for timely replenishment. We have seen cases in the industry where this van sales process is done in either a single system that with time faces performance issues, and the invoicing at the field is so hampered that a single invoice takes 8 to 10 minutes to get generated, which finally impacts the planned route coverage. And on the other hand, we have seen bottlers using two different systems, one for carrying out the van sales and second for recording its financial impacts, but both being handled manually. Now, this mechanism also has its limitations as delay in transaction recording was observed due to practical challenges of vehicle breakdowns or delay by the salesperson to provide the information. To mitigate the challenges faced in both the above discussed scenarios, we have made our OA bottling solution flexible to integrate with any of the van sales system software that the bottler is using or wish to use, which shall be helpful in streamlining operations, keeping performance system of core system uninterrupted, data synchronization, improved order fulfillment, along with providing feeder urgent demand, enhanced inventory, and financial management, along with scalability and flexibility. The API integration capabilities of our OA bottling solution for automating the recording of van sale transactions has proved itself as a measure to remove bottlenecks of manual human intervention, and this has resulted in increased ROI of our clients, along with giving them scope to expand their sales territories with their existing human resources and cater more geographies through automation. Next slide, please. Last but not the least is intelligent insights. So our OA bottling solution provides interactive dashboards that offer a consolidated view of data from various sources through Power BI. These dashboards are significant for businesses as customizable visuals, drill down capabilities, and real-time updates empower users to gain insights, share information, and collaborate effectively across departments, ultimately driving business performance and efficiency. So these are some of the key features of our solution. And in the interest of time, we decided to walk you through these only and cover one of the features, that is van sales, in detail, which we shall be covering in the later part of this webinar. Now, without keeping all of you much more waiting, let me take the rabbit out of the hat and quickly take you through the application itself. So let me share my screen. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So here, thank you. So here you can see it's a browser-based application, and users just need to log in onto the URL through their credentials. It's as simple as that. And now let's begin by discussing the user options. So here in the user options, you could change things like visuals, including the color themes and size option as per your requirements. And coming back onto the dashboard, you can see there is also a provision to upload the company logo in the legal entity. And you can also maintain multiple legal entities over here, depending, and it can be configured depending on the requirement. And we also have something like a notification bar. So here, all the key information or task at the notification bar can be available to the user, and they can see if there is any message for them. So this was about the workspace. And let me show you some more interesting features, such as the favorites or the recent history. So this solution empowers users to mark favorite records such as customers, vendors. You can mark some specific reports. They all allow for quick access, and they save valuable time for a user. And moreover, the recent history feature keeps track of recently accessed records, making it easy to revisit and reference important information. So both favorites and history ensure that the frequently used data is readily available, enhancing productivity and eliminating the need for repetitive searches. And to add, there is also a search bar available here on the dashboard that helps you to navigate to relevant form or the menu items by just typing in a word. So if I type in a vendor over here, it would give me the result of all the things that are available in D365 that have a vendor word, and I can select and go to the particular thing that I need to visit. To give you some more insights, I would like to make a point that our OA bottling solution, being part of the Microsoft ecosystem, is built to effortlessly integrate with other Microsoft products like Office 365. This means that you can seamlessly import or export data through Office 365 apps. Just to showcase an example, if I go to all customers, and from the list of the customers here on the top right in Microsoft Office, I could just export this file and get it into an Excel workbook. And in the same way, if the data is available in Excel spreadsheet or a workbook, the same can be imported back into Dynamics 365 through the data management framework. So whatever action you perform, you would get a notification here. Like I just got a notification that some of the Excel rows are exported and it's finished. So We tried to cover key highlights of the application. Hope the simple and interactive interface has won your heart by now. And if not, let me add more to simplify. There are various modules available here in the application, be it accounts payable, account receivable, cash in bank. And to manage the bottling process more efficiently, we have introduced tailor-made bottling modules, which gives you access to a one-stop destination for your reports, bottling masters, or integration data from that perspective. So this was all about the look and feel of our solution. Now let's go back to the presentation and discuss some of the key business processes of the bottling industry, that is the van sales in detail. Yeah, so we'll cover the key details of the van sales through a process flow chart. Next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. So in this flow chart, you can see the steps, right from order punch in to stock transfer, delivery note, sales invoicing, empty collection, end of the day check-in, collection settlement, and EOD update in the bottling solution. And to make it more relatable, let's dive into a hypothetical scenario. Next slide, please. So meet John, a sales representative from a bottling company. He uses a mobile device and van sales system integrated with our OA bottling solution to streamline the van sales process. So let's walk through each step. Next slide, please. It all starts when John starts his day by logging into a mobile device with his credentials. Using the app, he enters the customer details, selects the product they want, and punches in the order. The system instantly updates the inventory and generates an order confirmation. The next step is when the order is punched in, the bottling solution automatically triggers a stock transfer request from the original warehouse to a virtual warehouse integrated with van sales. Now, this ensures that the requested products are ready for delivery. And let me show you one illustration in the system itself. Let me share my screen. So in the system, in inventory management module, under the outbound orders tab, you have an icon for transfer order. So here you would see the transfer order that has been created at the back end, where the goods from the finished good warehouse have been shipped to a virtual warehouse. And when you go inside the transfer order, here you can see it has all the items that are required to be transferred. And along with the main finished good product, if there was any empty product that was tagged along with the product, like a glass bottle, that would also come automatically onto the transfer order. Yeah. So going back to the presentation, let's look at the remaining steps after the order is punched in and created. Yeah, so here, as soon as the products are visible in virtual warehouse or van sales system, the backend staff prepares delivery notes and load sheet confirmation. John receives the delivery note and load sheet on his mobile device, which provides all the necessary details for the day's deliveries. He confirms the load sheet, ensuring that everything is available for a smooth delivery process. Next, as John proceeds with the deliveries, the van sales system allows him to generate sales invoice on the spot. He collects the payment from the customers and record the transaction in the system. Additionally, if customers have empty bottles or containers for return, John collects them too and updates the system accordingly. At the end of the day, John performs an EOD check-in using the mobile application. He verifies the delivered quantities against the load sheet and updates any discrepancies. The system automatically reconciles the finished goods inventory and empties, ensuring accurate records. Then John, back at the office, settles the collected payments from the day's sales. Using the system, he reconciles the payment details with the recorded sales invoices, ensuring a transparent and streamlined financial process. Lastly, the backend team performs an EOD update in the bottling solution, which summarizes the day's activities. The system captures essential metrics such as sales volume, revenue generated, empty bottle returns, and if there is any inventory adjustment made during the day, along with settlement details in the form of inbound integration. And there you have it. In our hypothetical scenario, we witnessed how the bottling solution simplifies the van sales process from order punch-in to EOD updates. Next slide. And just to spice things up a bit and bring our discussion to life, I would like to showcase some captivating dashboards. You see, data can be fascinating, but presenting it in an engaging and visually appealing manner can truly make a difference. You can see we can have multiple tailor-made dashboards to give insightful information for business growth. So that's all from my end. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. And over to you, Dennis.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for hanging in there. We're a few minutes over, but thank you, Rajat. The content's very relevant. And with that, in terms of local slide, just, testimonials attest to what we as a partner for Microsoft strive to do is get the system in production to deliver value. And, whether it's Coca-Cola bottler or another bottler, that's what they're talking about, is delivering the value of the solution for Microsoft in a timely manner at a reasonable investment. One other thing that Rajat talked about there was analytics. So Coca-Cola subsidiaries such as Coca-Cola India leverage the Microsoft Azure data services and Power BI to slice and dice the information as they need to, as it rolls up from their regional bottlers. Next slide. And with that, we'll summarize. And if there are any questions in chat, we'll certainly respond to them. Delaney, did you want to take a look at that?
The first question that was submitted ahead of time was, where are the masters for van sales being maintained in the van sales system or in the bottling solution?
Okay, so the source of information will remain unified, and that will be in OA bottling solution as we follow the concept of single source of truth. So therefore, all the required masters for van sales, such as distributor, outlet masters, product RC mapping, which is a returnable container mapping, pricing details, routes, salesman details, etc. All these will be maintained in OA bottling solution, and they will be integrated with the van sales system as part of outbound integration.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rajat. And then looks like we have a comment in the chat here. Rajat, do you want to comment a little bit on MRP or production lines? We also had intended comment, one challenge they've seen is the ability to match sales demand with production, especially when there is a constraint on production capacity.
Okay, so with respect to the MRP and the production line, so the system is capable enough and it has the I would say functionalities, to do the MRP planning and also to cater to different production lines with which these products are produced, be it Coca-Cola or the different lines. So all these are the different the production lines in terms of their formulas or the routes, in terms of the machine time or the labor time. So all that can be easily configurable into the system, and you can reap the benefit from a costing sheet perspective also to absorb the cost of the not just the materials, the formulas or the recipes that are required that go in, but also from an indirect cost perspective.
If I can just add to that as well, about a month ago, we announced a new demand planning module that is composable, so it can run in Dynamics or it can run outside. That's really leveraging OpenAI to drive advanced demand planning. But I'm going to be setting up a session inviting everybody to see what that's got in it. There's some really exciting enhancements, and it's closed a gap that has previously been a bit of a weakness for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
I imagine that those are the questions, Delaney, that were done.
Well, I just realized that my mic was enabled. So yes, I asked a question regarding production. Some of our challenges are production based in matching demand with capacity, also transportation management related, having to do with optimizing the use of our trucks based on their volumes, and also a delivery sequence. We might take orders today on a mobile device for delivery tomorrow, and just that optimization of the route and of the delivery sequence based on different variables, such as, for example, when the customer might want to have the product delivered. That's something that I would have loved to see. If it cannot be satisfied in the plain vanilla D365 application, then certainly an add-on such as what OnActuate has, I think that would be a valuable add-on as well. The other thing that that has been a challenge for us is really how do we manage order taking, and we have a mix of products. So beverages is a part of our core product, but we also have other products, right? But as far as beverages are concerned, order taking today delivers tomorrow. Everything having to do with routing and distribution and managing the supply chain from vendor to customer in such a way that we do not miss orders because we are out of inventory. And that's one of the reasons why I voiced the question about production and capacity planning. So that's where my interest would be as a bottler, and in integrating our technology. We are presently implementing D365, and we want to make the most out of it as a bottler. So I'm very happy to hear that there are other bottlers, and especially with the agreements that we have seen between Coke International and Microsoft. I think it is a relationship that we ought to leverage as best as possible.
Yes, what I was suggesting, Chris, is that we follow up directly with that. There's multiple facets to that question, and we have it recorded. And I think that would be the best, given the time right now. We're well over the half hour. Would that be okay with you, Chris?
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks. Well, Jared and Dennis, I would like to thank you again for taking the time today to join this webcast. We trust you have found it of value. And just as I was saying there, that this is the first step, right? It's we've taken this road OnActuate with Microsoft and working closely with the Coca-Cola team of Microsoft. I might say that it's been very beneficial, not just to ourselves, but really most importantly to our clients. Because as Mark said, the solution has to meet your requirements and is being evolved very quickly. I happen to also see the demand planning solution for another client recently that was presented by Microsoft supply chain team. And that's just a great example of responding to clients and having those solutions now coming on as part of the core product that you don't have to build out, badge on, get a separate system for. So thank you again for your time. You have the contacts for Jarrett and myself there, and we'll wrap up. Thank you.